approved in the 2021 budget, and the extra 125 is for the fire truck chassis. I called banks in East Troy and Quantico and got various quotes. I also went on the Board of Commissioner of Public Lands website and got their quotes. And I have basically First Citizens State Bank, Citizens Bank of Quantico, and the Board of Commissioner of Public Lands all gave me, for a 10-year loan, a 3% rate, and for a 15-year, a 4% rate.
What was that again? 5%?
10 is 3%, 15 is 4%.
And the reason this fire truck chassis got that was because they moved it up in their timeline?
No, actually what ended up happening was because they didn't have as many orders as they anticipated in 2020, they were able to work on it much faster than they anticipated, and so the chassis is done. And in order to get the $16,000 discount, which we got when we bought the chassis through Jefferson Fire, that part of it has to be paid for.
Okay, so basically all three of them gave you the same quote?
Yes.
Right. And fitting with how we've been budgeting these, with the 10-year make more sense than the 15?
Well, I did payment schedules for both a 10-year and a 15-year.
Yep.
For a 10-year loan, the annual payment would be about $96,000, just over. And then for a 15-year, the payment would be about $73,000, almost $74,000. Based on what we have, like Wendy said, we're paying off one of our loans this year. So in 2022, the hit to the levy limit wouldn't be that much, but in 2023, we have our final payment on our current Board of Commissioner for Public Lands, and that payment will, between the new loan and that payment, that the 2023 taxes will be higher, but then in 2024 it drops down considerably.
So what is your recommendation?
Well, a 15-year loan would take us out to 2036, which is a long time from now.
What are the penalties for paying it off early
If we do a 10-year loan, the savings and interest is almost $150,000. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, so I think we're talking about a 10-year.
Yeah.
And then,
like 2023 would be the hit.
alright,
Is there any way to offset that possible hit?
And that's just our share of the truck, we paid like 51%. Village or?
Yeah, we had to pay like 120, almost 126,000, and it was a total of
333,000.
how much?
333,000.
Yeah. The checks.
Ken,
alright.
can you talk a little louder?
Certainly.
The ones that we have currently in force between First Citizens versus Citizens Bank of Quantico.
We have 5 loans with First Citizens State Bank, one with Citizens Bank, and one with the Board of Commissioner of Public Lands. The benefit to using the Board of Commissioner of Public Lands is the interest earned after their administration costs comes back to the East Troy School District library system.
Alright, you need a motion on that? I think we're looking at 10-year.
And I would go with the public lands.
Commissioners of Public
because of the benefit to the school system, the library.
The one thing I like about the state too is they send me a bill in the end of, like in October for budgeting purposes, and then there's only one payment due March 15th of each year. And then it's done for the year.
Is that your motion, Barb?
I make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, motion second. Let's do the 10-year loan to the Commission of Public Lands. Any
Add
further discussion?
3%.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. We're good. Okay, anything else in treasurer? Okay.
We're doing all that work to figure out where we would meet from.
All right, we have public comments, and we have a lot of new people here, I'm pretty sure, so what I wanna do, make sure everybody understands, is a 3-minute time limit, no repetitions. And John, I know you wanna talk again, so I'm not gonna count your 3 minutes already, so we'll move.
Fine.
You ready to start, Scott?
No, actually, I just have a quick clarification on the last comment for the fire truck. So if I understood that correctly, out of the $800-some thousand for the fire truck chassis,
No, it's 330-some thousand for the chassis.
because we own 51% of that, our liability was 51% of that, is that correct?
We've already paid that, it was just under $126,000.
Okay,
So it's not exactly 51%, but yeah, whatever they asked for us, and then the fire district themselves applied funds they had on hand against it already.
but that's not shared cost revenue with any other community, that's just the liability of the town?
The town's portion was 126, yeah. The
Okay.
village has to pay their part, and then the town of Spring Prairie had to pay their part.
So regardless of whether we do a 10-year or 15-year, that's the town's liability.
Yeah.
And whatever they choose to do is their liability, however they
Absolutely.
finance that.
Yeah.
That's a clarification I needed, thank you, Kim.
All right, who's first? John, start.
I called Kim last week.
Can you go up to the microphone, please?
No problem.
I gave them a copy of that too already.
Okay. So I called Kim last week,
You got a copy of
and
this
I asked if I
already.
could get on the agenda to be able to speak to this matter that I just gave you the sheets on. And she told me that she would get me on the agenda, and I looked at the agenda tonight, and I'm not on it, so do you want me
Yes,
to
you are.
wait?
You're on here.
C1.
Okay, do you want me to wait till
It's
I'm
up
on
to
the
you.
agenda? I'll wait, because I don't want to chew up the time till when I'm
Okay,
on.
wanna wait till
I'll wait till I'm on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Yes. State your name and address.
Can I speak? I never told you you couldn't speak, Craig.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to start off by thanking everybody that was able to attend tonight's meeting. After 20+ years of serving the East Troy Police Department and this community, I have made the decision to start my new adventures with a new community. I feel excited about a fresh start and sad to leave so many here that I've got to know as my second family. My decision was driven by my inability to compromise my own high standards as a police officer and as a person. To continue my service here would be a great compromise, and I have chosen to leave the situation. I do this for myself, under my terms, and also for the community I serve. I can assure you all, I've made honest and reasonable attempts to address my concerns within the system without results, and found myself with few options except to resign. At this time, I am still employed by the Town of East Troy Police Department, and I am aware of the need to follow proper protocols regarding these high-level concerns, which I will respect. As of April 22nd, I will no longer be employed by the Town of East Troy Police Department, and will give a full disclosure statement to the new town board and the citizens of the town in my exit interview. I look forward to answering any questions with the new town board to further explain my reasons for leaving at the appropriate time and place. Thank you all for your kind words and support and good wishes recently and over my years of service. It has truly been an honor, and I hope to see you all again as a private citizen. In closing, I will quote the great Abraham Lincoln. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power.
All right, next. Who's up?
Good speech, Greg. Gentlemen, I'm here because I wanna find out if I can get stops,
Name and address, Don. Name and address.
I don't know these things. I'm Don Schmidt, live in Miramar Project Association, and I'm tired of people speeding up and down my street on Ash Street, between Miramar Drive and Miramar Road. Summertime gets hectic, I know people wanna get out, but I'm tired of hearing cars racing past the front of my house in the evening hours after 9 o'clock. Sometimes it starts 6:30 or 7 o'clock. I notice there's more speeding signs coming in off of Stonefield Road, Highway ES, and Highway L, coming in this subdivision. I notice there's more stops, speed limit signs, and the slow children playing on Pine Street, especially, and in front of Park 1 for Miramar Association. But why is there not any type of signs going north and south with the roads that go north and south? Ash, Miramar, Pine, Hickory, all the north and east, west, north and south roads. They need something to slow the speeders down. Somebody's gonna get hurt some night, especially when they're doing it with no lights on. Somebody's gonna fly through the intersection maybe that's on White Oak that has no stop sign, but north and south does. But basically, when they don't see any stop signs, they seem like they can go faster. If I lived in East Troy, in a village, they don't get away with that stuff. They get down on us. I've asked many times for police to come out and check it out. Yeah, I know they got a lot of ground to cover. They've always had a lot of ground to cover. But we need something done there so nobody gets hurt. Somebody's gonna have a bad accident. My daughter was on an accident years ago. Somebody broadside her, heading north. She didn't slow down, she was in a hurry to get her three young kids to a soft baseball game for the little leaguers. And my daughter was in the wrong spot at the wrong time, she got T-bone. And it took me 4 meetings to get stop signs put where they need them in the subdivision. Now we need speed limit signs on those north and south, and signs that say children in the area where children are present. Please, slow down.
You get all that, where the location? It sounds like a bus. You're doing that, right?
I got it. Are you saying the cars are driving without their headlights on?
ATVs especially, or an ATV racing a front-wheel drive car. It's nonsense. You wanna race, go out in the goddamn country. That's where I did it. Yeah, we got caught once or twice, but we also paid our price for it. Nowadays, they're not thinking about what can happen. All they're doing is what they think they can do. I see a speed limit sign on this road, I gotta slow down. They go to the other roads, oh man, I can fly now. And they squeal their tires when they leave the corner of White Oak going north on Ash. They'll squeal their tires and get their speed, whatever way they wanna do it. But ATVs with the headlights and taillights not turned on, They're not even supposed to be going up and down the road anytime soon. Thank you.
Next. Come on up.
My name is Barb Behrens from N 8568 Greenwich Road. And my husband Tim.
Get closer to the mic, sorry.
Want me to repeat that?
I'm sorry?
Want me to repeat that?
Yeah, please.
My name is Barb Behrens. My husband Tim and I live at N 8568 Stringersbridge Road.
Thank you.
Our property borders Carla George's property on her south property line. The people who owned Carla George's property prior to her buying that address, her address, allowed their backyard to be completely turned into a proper C2 upland conservation district property. They let the grass and the clover and the wildflowers grow. They planted trees, they put up birdhouses, and that all ended in 2003 when Carla Georgie bought her property because her boyfriend moved in and brought with him all types of equipment, all kinds of junk vehicles, from large to small. And it went from looking like a perfect grassy area. This is one of the pictures that now it's all hard-packed dirt and full of equipment and junk. This is another picture where there is no grass anymore. It's nothing but dirt. Carla feels that we are harassing her because we don't like that her property has become a 3-acre junkyard with everything from small pieces of debris, as the police chief mentioned in his first report, that her property was full of construction type equipment, junk vehicles, and debris. Carla told us that she told her boyfriend he needed to move all of his crap out behind her garden. She said she told John she didn't want to walk out her front door and see all of his crap in her front yard. She said she told John he needed to keep all of his crap out behind her garden. She told John she was going to sell her place and he was going to have to move all of his crap down to Fred's Tap. She doesn't want to see everything that's on her property, and her neighbors don't either. She said when she moved there, she had her vehicle and her mower, and now she can't even park in the garage because it's full of John's crap. I just want to say that all the other properties on either side of Carla's all look like C2 Upland Conservation District properties. We just have normal lawns and trees and flowers, our home and extra outbuilding. Everyone but Carla George's property. Thank you.
Time's up.
Thank you.
Just so the board knows, this matter is already scheduled for the municipal court for July 15th.
Next.
Try to keep this under 3 minutes. The board members of the town of East Troy. The town of East Troy Police Union would like to express our wholehearted appreciation to Officer Craig Knox for the many years of service he has provided the town of East Troy and its residents. The union members have all worked under Officer Knox, and most had field training with him. His affable personality, willingness to help, and knowledge of the area made him an excellent co-worker and officer. While no other officer has had such a long-standing relationship with the residents, we all strive to maintain the town of East Troy as a special community. However, it has come to the attention of the union members that information implying serious concerns with the administration for the town of East Troy Police Department is being disseminated. We believe everyone only wants what is best for the town of East Troy, and so the union does not condone creating unnecessary strife through a social media comment war. The union members are fully in support of the existing administration and the Town of East Troy board members. The chief of police and lieutenant have a great deal of law enforcement experience and have leveraged that to implement necessary and beneficial changes in the way we police the town of East Troy. The world of law enforcement is wrought with uncertainty right now, but the union members believe that Chief Jensen and Lieutenant Jagelski are the best options to lead us through these challenging times. Sincerely, the Town of East Troy Police Department union members.
All right, next.
So tall guy's gotta grab the microphone. John Jacoby, W2464 Leisure Way. Clayton, I wore my circus shoes, just brief. I find it, the previous officer that was just here talks about comment wars, but the chief is the only person I see on Facebook having comment wars with people. And there's like a million things that I feel like I want to say, but like, there's nothing more important than Craig Knox leaving. There's literally nothing else that's more important than that. You allowing that to happen? Like, what an embarrassment that this should be for you. That someone like him, with a showing like this, is resigning to get away from it. I don't understand. And I don't know how that happens, how I get that understanding. If it's privately, if we have a meeting, I want to know.
I think we all want to know.
Yeah, we all want to know.
We demand it. What we're here for.
There's a union contract that both the officers and the town board have to abide by, and there's a grievance procedure that's mandated in their contract.
Can we have a copy of that contract?
It's not an agreeable procedure.
Palmer up.
It's not a contractual issue, it's a policy issue.
Out of time?
No.
Oh.
He said one person.
One at a time. So, firms like Baker Tilly that were just here do more than accounting auditing. They do risk assessment auditing. They do security auditing. They do ethics auditing. As the electors of the town, I believe we may want to consider looking into having a firm such as them help us with what's happening with the town's leadership. Because if we were treating our employees fairly, if there were not situations like that happening with Craig, we wouldn't have the people here confused and wondering what it is that's going on. We wouldn't have had all the discussions that we had around the town hall. We wouldn't have had the discussions that we had around spending the $200,000 that got spent. Unfortunately, the reason that people are upset is because your decision-making is questionable. It is not beyond reproach. And that's what we expect from you. That's what